right, ladies, I am back for week 2. My back is actually doing really well. So if you missed it, I did something to my back. I didn't know what it was. I went to the doctor. He was like, I think it's a pulled muscle. I personally did not think it was a pulled muscle because I've had that before. It almost felt like a mix of like muscle and nerve. And then it ended up going into my hip. It was really, really painful. So I actually ended up going to a chiropractor, and I'm on my 3rd week of going 3 times a week, and it has made such a difference. So I personally have never been to one before, but if you're somebody that's got like lower back or even hip knee type of issues, I went to this place. It was Hebron Family Chiropractic or something like that. There's 2 of them, but this one is it says family in the name, and the guy's name is David Steinberg. He will do a full thing. Like he did this thing where he put almost like a machine up to my back and did like either side of my spine, and it would tell him where there was like stress and spasms. He weighed me, and but it was like on a scale where it weighs like each half of your body, because sometimes I guess people have it where 1/2 weighs enough more than the other where it's like a problem. He did x-rays, he did everything. Like he will find out what's wrong even if he can't help you. But a lot of times it is something that he can help with. So if you are struggling with issues, I would have never said it before, but now that I'm doing it and it is making such a difference, try a chiropractor. Again, if you saw my videos last time, I couldn't do like almost anything at one point. It was horrible. And now I'm like doing great. So anyways, upper body, we have 5, 6, or 7 rounds. We're on Monday the 7th, week 2. We have front hold with alternating lowering. Sorry for the awkward wording, but I could not figure out how to word it without it being too long. Skull crushers, alternating L raises, tricep extensions, and part 2 is overhead holds. So front hold with alternating lowering. So that's gonna look like this. So usually we do a front raise, which we raise up. This one, we're starting up and then raising down, alternating arms. Skull crushers. So you can do the 2, or you can do the 1. Alternating L raises, and then what is it? Tricep extensions. Alternating L raises. And tricep extension. And then part 2, just hold overhead. All right, front hold with alternating lowering. So what I was just saying before is we typically do front raises, which look like this. So this is almost the opposite. You're starting up, and then you have a hold with one arm while the opposite arm lowers. So this is exactly what it looks like. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that was only 5 pounds, and I'm already burning from just doing that. So you will feel the burn in your shoulders. The only thing you want to watch out for is make sure that when you're holding it out in front, you're like at a good height. You're not way up here, you're not too low. You want to be right, but just if you were just to extend up your arm, that's pretty much where you want to be. Skull crushers. So this one, you can do 2 different ways. You can hold a dumbbell in each hand, or you can hold one across. So start with the 2. You're going to be on your back, your knees are going to be bent up, and what you're doing is you're working your tricep, which is the back of your arm. So you're going to put the weight up, just like this, and then you're going to lower at the elbow. The weight is going to come on either side of your head, press up. Lower at the elbow, the weight's going to come down by either side of your head, press up. Okay, so what this is doing, like I said, is working your tricep. So nothing should be moving, and if you're using 2 separate weights, you need to make sure that they're moving together. So this one is considered more difficult because of that aspect, because you have one hand holding one dumbbell, the other hand holding another dumbbell. They're not connected. So if you're moving like this or like this, somehow they're not together, that's not good. So it makes it a little bit extra difficult to make sure that they're moving together. If you want to do one weight, you're going to hold one the long way, and you're going to lower. It's going to come kind of to the top of your forehead, the top of your head, press up. Lower down, press up. Okay, so this one's easier because both of your hands are holding the same weight. So you don't have to worry about are your hands and arms moving together, okay? So that's your skull crusher. Then we have our alternating L raises. So you're going to pretty much make an L, and then you're going to lower, and then you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So 14. So you're going to go up. So notice my elbow is bent. This elbow is bent. Okay, so this arm that's out to the side is not straight out. It's kind of like this. It's not like this, it's like this. Not like this, like this. This arm, slightly bent as well. It's not poker straight, slightly bent. Okay, so you're gonna make an L, lower, switch position, up, lower, switch. I'm just moving so you can see the full arm in the frame. Okay, so that's fairly simple. Again, when I was talking about these, you want to make sure that you're not like way up here, you're not too low, just nice and even. And tricep extension. So I'm going to suggest doing 2 weights. You can do it with 1, but although this is also, again, the same way as the skull crusher, more difficult, I think it's easier on your elbows to have your arms moving separate than to force them together with 1 weight. So you're going to put them up over your head. You're going to slow lower at the elbow, press up, slow lower, press up. Slow lower, press up, slow lower, press up. And you don't need heavy weights for that one. What I was saying was sometimes people do it like this. And I mean, it's okay if your weight, like this is a 5-pound weight, this is fairly light for me. That's not gonna bother me, that's okay. But what I was getting at is as you get heavier, because this is kind of an awkward motion, you don't want to hurt your elbows. So if you're stuck holding that 1 weight, I just feel like it's just a little bit better if you have more of a range individually, just for your elbows' sake. So again, if you're using a lightweight, it might not matter, but. And then our second part is overhead holds. So all you're gonna do is you could either hold 1, you could hold 2, you could hold a plate if you have it. You're just gonna hoist whatever it is up over your head and hold it for the duration of the timer. When it goes off, take a little rest. When it goes on again, just hold it, okay? So all you're gonna do is hold it. You can hold 1, or if you have a plate, you can hold a plate, all right?